Happy Friday! Well done for all your hard work this week, guys. You have done really, really well. As I said yesterday, we have now finished the book. We have finished The Lighthouse Keeper's Lunch. Did you enjoy it? If you did, think about why you enjoyed it. If you didn't, think about why you didn't enjoy it. It's okay to not like a book, okay? But have a think about the reasons why rather than just saying I really liked it or I didn't like it. Okay, I really liked it because it ended up with Mr. Grinling being really happy. Okay? Because at the start of the book, the first time I read this, I looked at the front cover and I thought he was a grumpy old man. Okay? When I was making my predictions, I thought, oh, I don't like the look of that character. But then when you read it, you actually understand why he's cross, don't you? You understand that really he's probably actually very hungry. He just wants his lunch. But those pesky seagulls are taking it away from him. What I would like you to do today is, and you can download the PDF off the website if you want to, or you can watch all 4 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday's videos again and listen to it being read to you. Or if you've got the book at home, you could read the book. There are even some YouTube videos, I think. So if you wanted to watch it being read by somebody else rather than me, that is absolutely fine too. Sometimes it's good to be read a story by somebody different. Okay, so go back and read it again because then we are going to have a little quiz. So pause the video now while you go back and read it and then we'll get started with the quiz. Okay, you have got 8 questions. Question 1. What was Mr. Grinling's pet called? And our instruction is circle the right answer. I know you've done questions like this with Mrs. Mulliner, haven't you? And with Mrs. Upton. Circle the right answer. It is asking us to circle only one. Not 2, not 3. Okay, there are 2 or 3 options for each, but only circle 1. Okay, question 1. What was Mr. Grinling's pet called? Was it Hamish? Was it Harry? Was it Holly? Well done, you're right. It was Hamish. And what was Hamish? Who can remember? A bonus point. That's right. Hamish was a cat. Where did Mr. Grinling live? A house, a cottage, or a tent? Perfect. You are right. He lived in a cottage, didn't he? A cottage. Can you remember what colour it was? I can't tell you that actually because it's a question in a moment. Was Mr. Grinling married? Yes, and we know he was married because it said his wife and her name was Mrs. Grinling, so we know that they were married. What did Mr. Grinling hear when he was sleeping? Was it loud wind? Was it tooting ships? Or was it Hamish snoring? Absolutely right, it was tooting ships. Can you remember why they tooted? Yeah, fantastic. It was to let him know that his light in his lighthouse was shining perfectly bright. Guys, I'm also going to be super, super impressed if you can circle these. It is a little bit of a quiz, but if you wanted to, in your exercise book, okay, write the answers as full sentences. So what was Mr. Grinling's pet called? Mr. Grinling's pet was called Hamish. Where did Mr. Grinling live? Mr. Grinling lived in a cottage. Yeah? So use the question to help you write the answer. What colour was the cottage? That's what I nearly slipped up and gave you the answer earlier. White, black or grey? Correct. Well done. It was a little white cottage, wasn't it? What did Mrs. Grinling enjoy doing? Did she enjoy cleaning? Did she enjoy sunbathing? Or did she enjoy concocting lunch? Fabulous. It was concocting lunch. She looked super happy in her kitchen, didn't she, making all of those recipes. Remember what that word concocting meant? It meant making, didn't it, or putting together. Question 7. What did Mrs. Grinling do with the basket? She sent it down the wire to Mr. Grinling. She gave it to Mr. Grinling before he went to work. Or she took it to Mr. Grinling in a boat. Brilliant. Well done. She sent it down the wire to Mr. Grinling. That's how all the problems started, wasn't it, with the seagulls? And question 8. Which plan worked? Was it that Hamish frightened the seagulls left of their own accord with no action, or the mustard sandwiches made them fly away? Fabulous, you are right. The mustard sandwiches made them fly away. We know if nothing had been done, they would still be there eating Mr. Grinling's sandwiches. Okay? And we also know that Hamish did not frighten the seagulls away. He did not frighten the seagulls away, did he? Because he got very, very scared that he was so high up in the air. And he was scared of dropping down and getting wet. It made his whiskers twitch. Guys, you have been absolutely fantastic with your reading. I hope you've enjoyed this book as much as I have. And we will see you next week for more reading.
Happy Friday, Year 2. Remembering that we do something slightly differently in our maths on a Friday. So we're doing our quiz again. We're going to do our arithmetic and our reasoning questions. And then there's a few bits of problem solving if you want a bit extra today. We're going to start off and get our brains all warmed up with our flashback 4 and remind ourselves of all of the wonderful things we've been learning about in maths in Year 2. So pause the video here, have a go, and come back to me and we'll go through the answers. Good luck, Year 2. Okay, brilliant. How did you get on then? So the first question, how many boys are in Breakfast Club? Here's our boys column. It goes up in 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20. There are 20 boys in Breakfast Club. One smiley face represents 5 people. How many smiley faces would you need to represent 40 people? 40 divided by 5? Brilliant. It's 8. Fantastic job. Divide 14 by 2. 14 divided by 2? 7. We all know that one because we know our 2 times table. Well done, Year 2. And then this is that piece of language, remember, that we learned about earlier in the week. Sum means add up, okay? So find the sum of 4, 9 and 6 means add 4 and 9 and 6. And if you did that, did you get the answer? 19. Well done. You did really, really well with that. We're going to go on to our arithmetic quiz now. Remember with this is that I like to flash the question up and I leave it up there for around 10 seconds and see if you can write the answer down really, really fast because that's how we want your brains working. You're really quickly with these. If you need a bit more time, then that's absolutely fine. You just need to pause the video in between each of the questions. So that'll slow it down for you. But if you can, try and keep up with me and we'll do it together. Okay? Good luck, Year 2. We're going to do absolutely brilliantly with this today. Okay, so here we are with question 1. Remember in your exercise book, you just need to write down a number 1. And our first question then is 7 add 8. Write down the question, 7 plus 8, and the answer. And I'll give you 10 seconds to answer it. If you need a bit longer, pause in between. Off you go. 7 plus 8 is question 1. Okay, on to question 2 then. So question 2 is 18 take away 5. 18 take away 5 equals, off you go. Okay, on to question 3. Question 3 is 88 subtract 10. 88 take away 10 equals, have a go. Okay, question 4. 16 take away 9. 16 take away 9. Here's question 5. 21 add 3 equals. Okay, question 6. Question 6 is 59 take away 3. 59 take away 3 equals? Question 7. 5 add 3. 5 add 3. Question 8. Question 8 is 62 add 9. 62 add 9. Question 9 then is 4 add 5 add something equals 17. 4 add 5 add something equals 17. Have a go. And the last one of our arithmetic questions is 29 add 23. We've been doing these this week. 29 add 23. Have a go. Remember, you can always use lines and dots for your base 10 to help you. Okay, now on to our reasoning section. So we've got something a little bit different now. Question 11. Write the missing numbers in this sequence. So 67, 57, 47. What's missing? Write them down. Okay, question 12. Question 12, cakes are sold in packs of 10. How many cakes are in the picture above? We've done these this week too. How many cakes are in the picture above? Write down your answer. Okay, question 13. Complete this calculation. Something divided by 4 equals 5. Something divided by 4 equals 5. And now question 14. Which one is longer? 1 hour or 65 minutes? Write down the longest time, the longer one. Okay, and the last question in our quiz today is question 15. A packet of chocolate biscuits contains 5 biscuits. She buys 6 packets of biscuits. How many biscuits does Nita buy? A packet of chocolate biscuits contains 5 biscuits. Nita buys 6 packets. How many biscuits does Nita buy? Write down your answer. Okay, well I hope you got on okay with all of those questions today. I hope you managed to try and keep up with the pace. If you could, that is amazing. If you needed to pause, that's absolutely fine. I'd rather you pause and take your time and try and get them right. Let's have a little look at the answers together then. So get yourself a coloured crayon or a pen and we can mark them ourselves. If you get any wrong, remember to go back in the video and have another look at the question now you know what the answer is and see if you can work out what happened. So if we go through the answers to our arithmetic questions. Number 1, the answer was 15. Number 2, the answer was 13. Number 3, the answer was 78. Number 4, the answer was 7. Number 5, the answer was 27. Number 6, the answer was 56. Number 7, the answer is 8. Number 8, the answer is 71. Number 9, the answer was 8. And number 10, the answer was 52. For our reasoning questions, the first one asked you the missing numbers. So it was 67, 57, 47. Missing numbers were 37 and 17. 37 and 17 for 11. Question 12 wanted to know how many cakes were in the picture. There were 5 boxes of 10, so 50. Add 4, which gave us 54 cakes. So if you wrote down the number 54, you did very well with that one. Well done. Question 13 was something divided by 4 equals 5, and that was 20, because 4 times 5 is 20. For question 14, it asked you which one was longer. 65 minutes is greater than an hour, so 65 minutes was our longest time, so that's what you should have written down. And the last question, question 15, was 6 packets of biscuits, 5 biscuits in a packet. She got 30 biscuits altogether. 6 times 5 is 30. I've been super impressed with all of your maths work this week. You've worked really, really hard. I'm really proud of you all. Thank you for completing your quiz today. I hope you found it a bit more interesting and engaging, and helped you to remember all of those skills and things that we've been working on when we're in year 2, to keep those all fresh in our minds. Now, if you would like something extra today, there are some extra challenges in your work pack. They're also here on the screen for you as well. You'll remember from last week, these are investigation questions. They've usually got more than one answer, so you can search and think about different types of answers. They're designed to make your brain work and to get you thinking about maths in a slightly different way. So if you'd like to have a go at those, you're more than welcome to. It is an extra, you don't have to do it. The other extras that you could do if you don't want to have a go at the problem solving today is do some of the online activities. You might want to have a go at Times Table Rockstars. You might want to try some Top Marks maths games, or some Oxford Owl maths games. But from me, that's the end of our maths lesson. Mrs. Upton's up next with the grammar and the writing. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend from me, and I will see you back here on Monday for even more maths learning. You're doing a brilliant job, year 2, and I'm so, so proud of you. Have a lovely weekend, guys. Bye-bye.
Grammar for Friday the 12th of June, guys. So it says tick the box to show the tense used in each sentence. So we've got past progressive or simple past. The past, where it's happening, so it's still in the past, it's happened, it's in the past, it's already happened, but it's still happening. Or the simple past, it's done. It's in the past, but it's done. There is no continuation. It is not progressing. It is not carrying on. Done. Dead. So you're not going to write these down. We're going to talk it through, and I want you to be thinking. I want you to engage your brain. That's how you learn. If you sit there and listen to me, you're not trying to get the answers, you're not trying to work along with me, it's going to be so much harder. It's not going to go into your brain. So let's work together. The bath was filling with water when the doorbell rang. Is it in the past? What word tells us that it's in the past? The bath was, so it's in the past. Now, is it progressive or is it done? Is it simple? It's done. The bath was past filling. That is the word that's given us with water when the doorbell rang. Is it finished? Is the bath full and they turn the tap off? Okay, and then Jacob climbed over the fence on his way home. It's the past. Jacob did it when he was coming home. What did he do? He climbed over the fence. Is he still climbing? Jacob was climbing over. Is it still happening in the past? Or is it done? So is it progressive? Is it continuing? Is it simple? It's done. The bath was filling. It's still happening. Although it's in the past, it's still happening. That was and filling. And Jacob climbed over the fence. Done. He climbed over it. It was in the past. And he started it. He finished it. It's all done. It's simple. True or false? The sentence below is written in the past progressive. Everyone laughed at the end of the film apart from my brother. So I want you to think about that sentence. Is it in the past? Is it simple? Has it ended? Or is it still continuing in the past? Everyone laughed. Are they still doing it? At the end of the film, apart from my brother. Are they all doing it, or is it simple? Has it finished? I want you to explain your answer. So the sentence below is written in the past progressive. Is that true or false? So I would like you to write the word. I would like you to write the sentence, it is true or it is false, and then because. So pause me now and tell me why it is true or false. The sentence below is written in the past progressive. Pause me now. So the sentence below is written in the past progressive. Everyone laughed at the end of the film apart from my brother. It's false. Why is it false? Because are they keep laughing? Is it happening in the past and they keep going? Or have they stopped? They laughed. It's done. Simple. Done. The verb laugh is written in the simple past. They just add the ed. They finished it. It's simple. It's done. Okay, Friday the 12th of June. It's time to finish your stories. So again, we want that extended piece where you go into lots of detail about each element of your story. That's how you engage a reader. Which works better and why? So there's two examples here. The first one, Uncle Sam came screeching into the park, knocking over the swings, stopping just in front of the pool. Well, I've never seen anything like that before, he said. With that, Sam and Stanley lowered the extra-large tank into the pool, grabbed the shark and took him off safely to set him free at the seaside. Stanley asked if he could come too, as he loved going to the seaside. Okay, that's the first one. Or does this one work better? Uncle Sam came to the park. He stopped. He lowered the tank into the pool. He got the shark and put him in the tank. Now the same thing's happening. Which one's better, the first one or the second? First, second. Shout it out. Which one do you like better? I'm hoping you've said my first one. I'm trying to engage the reader. I'm trying to make them excited, screeching into the park, knocking over the swings. There's just chaos. It's chaos. There's a shark in the pool. I'm hoping to engage you and show you that chaos, crazy stuff. Stopping just in front of the pool. Well, I've never seen. We've got some speech in there. So we've got Uncle Sam's idea and reaction to it all. Sam and Stanley, they're telling us how they do it. Lowered the end. What is it? This is the extra large tank into the pool. Grabbed the shark. Took him off to say. The other one just says, came to the park, stopped, lowered the tank, got the shark, put him in the tank. Says the same thing. The same thing's happening. It's how you engage your reader that is key. So you're going to go on now to finish your story. Email them over to me, guys. I'm excited about these. I've seen some fabulous ideas. I can't wait to read them. Now, I forgot to get rid of the which works better. I'd copied and pasted the last slide. Sorry, guys. So add as much detail as you can. Check that you are using your keywords from your story mountain to give that additional detail, and think about your handwriting. How does it look? Go back and check that basic year one level stuff. Capital letters, full stops. It doesn't make sense. It can be the most engaging thing you've ever written in your life, but if I don't know where to pause and take a breath, it's not going to do serve its purpose. Guys, this is looking amazing. I can't wait to have your stuff. Good job, guys. Hello guys, so I am setting you some CC work for the next 2 weeks, and I've got a primary project and then some secondary projects, and they all kind of link in together, but the one thing that I'm hoping you'll be able to have by the end of these 2 weeks is the primary project, and then the secondary projects kind of link into it. So our topic for Connected Curriculum is still exploring Britain, and some of you have done some amazing exploration of Britain, so well done, you'll have already had a head start. If you want to have a look at this in more detail and you feel like there isn't quite enough here, there's loads of meat for you to get your teeth into on the website, so you can go to our school homepage and you will find it there. If you can think of some more amazing ideas on how to explore Britain, then do that. You are not confined to just doing this. These are just some ideas. So, this is a little overview. I don't know if you want to have a pause here. I'm not going to go through it all, and have a little read of what it is that the areas that we need to be looking at. Okay, so if you want to have a look at that, pause now. Here's the primary activity. So this is what I would love for you to complete, and it's going to link into our English work as well. So if you can complete this, I would love it. So the primary activity, can you make a map of Britain and draw and label some of the physical and human features? So I don't know if you've got any old wallpaper that you could kind of roll out and do it on the back of. I've got some parcel paper that I would know that I would be able to do this on. I don't know if you can kind of get some cardboard boxes, maybe some cereal boxes, and stick them together. I don't know. Is there a way that we could kind of make it on some old wrapping paper? I don't know, but can we make this a large scale something? Because how I'm imagining it in my head is that it could be brilliant. It could be a really exciting, brilliant project that you could bring into school, and we could put this on the wall in our classroom, and it'll almost like fill a whole wall, won't it? So you can draw it, you can make some models. I was thinking maybe some little salt dough models that you could put on there, or some Play-Doh models as well. That shows your understanding. Maybe you've got some little toys, maybe you've got a fire engine or a police engine, and you could go down into Rugeley and you could draw the different fire stations. But I don't know, it is up to you. However you want to do it, there are no rules, but I would love for you to draw and label a map of Britain and Rugeley. What I thought would be a good idea is if you drew your house first. So that's the thing that you know best. So if you kind of draw that first, and then does anybody you know live close by, you kind of build up the houses in and around, and then move it a bit further. So start from the house, start from the people you know and the street that you're in, and build up from there. That's how I would do it. Anyway, if you might have a different idea, and your ideas are always better than mine. So that's just where I think I would start. And then once you've done those, you can start to add in some of the man-made features, can't you? So you can start to add in some of those places that we're going to be looking at in our English as well. It all ties in. So if you could do this alongside that, we're going to be nailing our learning. So you can add in some of these man-made features. And then, are there any natural spaces? I know a lot of you have got the green in and around by your house. So where's that? Think about where that is. Is it behind your house? Is it to the right, to the left? Imagine that you're a bird flying above where you live, above Britain and above Rugeley, and you can see but down below you. So it's a bird's eye view that you're going to be doing. So, like I said, you may want to make your map using crayons, paints, felt pens, models, toys, however you want to do it. I also thought a nice idea might be if you go out for a walk, if you're saying, oh, where is that? And trying to figure it out with your mums and dads, you might want to take a picture if they've got a printer at home, and they might be able to print out some of the pictures and stick it onto the map. That might be a big job, and some mummies and daddies might go, I have not got the capacity to do that. Don't pressure them. So don't go, oh, but Mrs. Upton said. It's just an idea. If that sounds fun for you and your family, it has to work for you all. So if that's not a good idea, then there's loads of other good ideas that you can use. So your primary activity, the one connected curriculum thing that I would love for you to do over the next 2 weeks, is create a map. You might not get it all done in one day. Pop it away, get it back out. When there's a little lull, you're thinking, what should I do? Oh, my map. I'll work on my map. Okay, because I want to see these. I don't just want the email. I want them coming into school. So that is your primary activity. If and when you finish that, we have some secondary activities. Okay, so once your map is complete, we have some secondary activities. So one of our objectives for our geography is to find a small town like Britain in a different part of the UK. And Katie Morag on CBeebies is a good person. So maybe you can have a little search on the CBeebies app, and maybe you can have a little look at some of the episodes. Can you find somewhere that is similar to Britain or really different? And I don't mind how you present it to me. You might want to do some writing. You might want to do a drawing of Britain and a drawing of wherever Katie is. Whatever you want to do to show me how Britain is similar and dissimilar to somewhere that you've seen. It doesn't need to be somewhere that Katie's been. It can be anywhere, okay? It might be somewhere that you've been on holiday. It might anywhere. You can compare any way that you want, okay? Also, I thought another nice idea along the geography theme would be to add some geographical vocabulary. So words like beach, cliff. I'm not sure there's many cliffs or coasts in Britain. You might want to add a little one on the edge somewhere, just so you can do some of your geographical vocabulary. The sea, you might want to add some sea or ocean, river, soil. We've got a canal, haven't we? I know there's an allotment as you go past the plum pudding up there. So there's vegetation up there. So I thought it might be a nice idea to add a map, and I've given you a little example at the bottom, so there's a map key there. So it might be that you want to add in some little bits to your map, and rather than it might be a bit overcrowded on your map, to write them just in one corner of the map, so that if someone's looking at it, they'll go, oh, okay, there's a park there, and Mrs. Upton's key for the park is this. So you can add a key to your map. And then I thought your third secondary activity, you can do any of these, they don't have to be in this order. The map's the primary, and then all of these are secondary. I was thinking it might be a nice idea if we thought about a monument, something that we could put together to show how we have come through this very tricky time. We're still kind of in the midst of it at the moment, aren't we? But we're living through history right now. In years to come, if you have children, and when you're all grown-ups and you're looking back, this will be taught. People will talk about this, and we will be in the history books, and you'll be able to Google it and go, no way, that never happened, did it? Really? So I thought it might be a really nice idea if we tried to think of a monument. You had a look, Mrs. Mulliner sent you some CC last time, didn't she? And it was doing the Angel of the North. Well, I thought, could we think of a monument that represents everything that we're going through right now? Is there a way that we could do a monument that shows everybody what we're going through right now? Can you make it, or can you draw what you'd want it to be like? And then can you mark where you would put it so that most people would see it on your map? And have a think about why you'd put it there on your map. Would you put it there because it's a quiet place and people can go to it if they've lived through it and they're finding it tricky? Would you put it somewhere like the miners in town near Sea Residential, where you got the 4 miners on the island near to the petrol garage and Burger King? That's in a place where loads of people see it and they can be reminded of where our town and community was built from. It was built on the mining community, a lot of it. So where would you put your monument? On this page, I've got some ideas. So these are some different monuments, just as some ideas. You can have a little search of what you think a good idea for a monument might be, and you could draw it. Now remember, a monument is inspiring and positive. We want to show how we are going to come through this stronger and better than before. So it needs to be when you look at it, you think it gives you a message. It's a powerful message. That was a really tricky time, and look, we came through it. Look how strong we are. So if you can design something that screams out empowerment, and then talk about where it can go on your map, I'd love to see that. Good job, guys.